Right now, many parts of Southwest Florida are pushing for answers from FEMA. Wink spoke to Cape Coral Mayor John Gunter, who said he hasn't spoken to FEMA since March 28th. The agency says 54 properties in the city have had work done without the necessary permits. Tonight, the city is going through those properties to see which ones are not in compliance. They're also asking for a meeting with FEMA because they believe people in Cape Coral deserve to keep their insurance discount.
And we have documentation to demonstrate that. I believe the residents of Cape Coral should maintain their flood insurance discount.
Now, we also asked the mayor if there was a potential for a 30-day hold on the FEMA increases. The city said the hold is just a rumor, and they have not heard anything official yet from FEMA.
Meantime, people we spoke with are trying to stay afloat despite the rising flood insurance costs. They tell us they did everything right and still feel like they're being penalized.
We're looking for any avenue we can to lessen the burden on the community here, and it just seems like we're at a dead end.
We've reached out to Lee County and the other cities affected by this decision in the county. Lee County says they expect to receive written communication from FEMA soon.
Well, after Hurricane Ian, hundreds of homeowners didn't take the time to get permits before working on their homes. Wink News reporter Annalise Iraola joins us live, and you spoke with a real estate attorney. What did he say about doing work without a permit?
Lois, you know the saying, it's better to beg for forgiveness than to ask for permission. Well, in this case, it's the opposite. It's much better to ask for permission, or in this instance, a permit when doing work on your home. We're here in a flood zone area in Fort Myers, where FEMA says homeowners got it right. However, some other areas weren't so lucky. Scrolling through the town of Fort Myers Beach's code enforcement portal, it's hard to count how many work without permit properties are listed.
So let's say, for example, somebody opened a permit but didn't actually close it out, which means that it wasn't inspected.
I spoke with real estate attorney Ryan Reilly about the consequences of unpermitted work being done post-Ian.
Unless they can close out that permit before closing on the home that's for sale, then they're not going to close. They'll have to take it off unlisted, fight City Hall to get their work approved and inspected.
Unpermitted work could also result in big fines. Homeowners after Ian were left with tons of repairs to make. But FEMA says due to unpermitted work, lack of documentation, and failure to properly monitor activity in special flood hazard areas, it's taking away a 25% discount for flood insurance for homeowners in Cape Coral, Fort Myers Beach, Estero, Bonita Springs, and unincorporated Lee County.
You know, the city has some good reasons for permitting, which would include safety, fire. We don't want a fire hazard if you're having an apartment that you made out of a garage.
Additionally, if your insurance company finds out about unpermitted work, they may not stop with claims denials or raise your insurance premium.
Do it right the first time. Go ahead and get your permits. But also, not everything requires permits. So if in doubt, consult the local city or a contractor.
Depending on which county or city you live in, the consequences of unpermitted work can vary, but you can expect a fine and a violation notice from the area you live in. Live in Fort Myers, Annalise Iraola, Wink News.